So when I first heard the line about women being considered weak in the film, I thought, God, I hope Daisy's character comes in and proves them wrong. And by God, does she? What was it about Viola and obviously the project that made you spark your interest?
I mean, I first read I read the script first, and then I'd read the books, and I thought it was such an interesting concept because what Patrick Ness does so well is make something that is appealing to a really broad audience, but then you come away with it and you think, oh, and there are all these things that you didn't sort of realize you were seeing, and then it's hitting you and you're like, oh, it's the interaction between sexes and what happens when people control and coerce people using power and lies. And so it's all of this stuff layered underneath this fun action adventure. So I was interested in all of that. And then also, you know, it's fun getting to learn to ride a motorbike and stuff like that. But watching it as well, it's so beautiful, even though it's a very dark story. It's such a beautiful film, and there's so much hope underneath it all, which is what we all need now.
Yeah. And Tom Holland, I mean, just how much fun is he to work with? And did you also get to play table tennis on set?
I did not play table tennis. So when we filmed in Montreal and we tweaked that bit. So actually, I think we ended up filming somewhere else. And then I found out that Doug and Tom had been like playing ping pong. I was like, "What?" But Doug had me and Flora, who's my hair and makeup artist, over for dinner. And I played on his like VR headset thing. So I guess that's a fun alternative. Even though, no, I was never invited to ping pong.
Gutted. But I mean, how much fun is Tom to share scenes with?
Yeah, I mean, interestingly, it's Todd is quite a departure from Spider-Man. He is, you know, doesn't know much of the world and believes what he has been told by the people in his life. So it's quite a journey for Todd. But yeah, we spent like 3 months running around Canada and with a dog. It was great.
What more could you ask for? It really terrifies me, the sort of thought of your innermost thoughts always being on display. What do you think you would hate for, you know, people to hear about for your innermost thoughts?
I mean, I'm pretty vanilla. I don't know that I'd be so worried about me, but I genuinely don't care to hear other people's thoughts. It's funny. I was watching Notting Hill last night, and you know the bit where Julia Roberts and Hugh Grant are sat in the restaurant and they overhear the guys talking, and it's like a classic example of people thinking they're not being overheard, but they are. And it is so awful to watch, and that's actually them choosing to say what they're saying. But I feel like it would be that all the time. Just oh, and in London it would be so noisy. Like, it's already noisy. Imagine being on rush hour. Oh my God, awful.
That actually would be awful. And just finally, your director, we have to talk about him, Doug Liman. He's just a genius. How great is he to work with?
He's interesting, Doug. He's got quite a process. He's hilarious because, like, I jokingly said, why don't I have like a whistle thing that I do and like look up to the heavens and like summon my ship, jokingly, and he'll go, yeah, okay, and really consider it. There's something so sweet about that. You think, yeah, you don't shoot down any silly ideas. He definitely has a very particular way of working, but it ends up great because his films are awesome. And he also makes really good dumplings, which is a bonus.
Well, that's great. Thanks so much, Daisy. Delighted to talk to you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.